Hey, how's it going, Monk traders, friends and family, and even strangers or new viewers? I'm going to be talking about my setup, my screens, and how to get from $1,000 to 25K, and just about options in introduction to options. So my current setup right now is just two screens. I think they're about like a little bit under 30 inches, and I have a a computer that I built. It's pretty powerful. It's made for gaming, but it's still not the best out there. But it's extremely way too strong and overkill just for trading stocks. But you always got to be secure, and it's future proof. So who knows what I want to do in the future, or who knows what's gonna happen in the future. And I'm planning to have a pretty much a big screen mounted onto my wall where I could just see. I want to put the SPY index on there, so because that's going to be pretty important when it comes to trading anything, or mostly anything. But besides that, yeah, that's my setup and my screens. And getting from $1,000 to 25K. Okay, how do you do that? With just trading stocks, it's gonna take a really long time to 25 times your money, guys. I'll be honest. Unless you're like a god and somehow you picked, yeah, it's you're not gonna be able to do that in a very long time. But with trading options, hey, now we're talking. I did that within about a week and a half. I 25 times my money, guys, in a week and a half. Now the normal person or just really anyone that's really unlikely. It might able to do it again. I don't know. It was it luck? Who knows? But I mean, like I said, I was 100% right in all my contracts with options. And I was able to double and triple my money. My very first trade, I think I tripled it with an NVIDIA put. So I got to like 3,000 like right away. And then after that, I doubled it. So I got to like 6,000. And then I like doubled it again, 12,000. And it just snowballed from there really. Um, but how I did it was essentially you aren't able to day trade, right? Or you are actually, but you're limited to day trading. So you essentially want to use your day trading more as get out of jail cards. You don't want to just use it just because you can. You want to use it if you notice you do a bad trade and you just want to get out and minimize that risk. But you can use it to scalp, but just be careful because you might need it in the future. So just be careful of that. Um, but other than that, yeah, you want to get into trades that you are for sure certain on that is overly bullish or overly bearish, depending on which contract you want to buy. Because remember, puts you are saying that's going to go down, and calls you're saying that's going to go up, right? So you want to be confident for sure, and that just doesn't mean just because you're under 25K. It does it? You want to carry that on throughout your whole lifetime of trading, right? You want to be certain that it's going to go in your direction of favor. Now, once you hit that first 25K, you're going to be learning a lot now, right? When you're just at 1K, you make mistakes here and there. But once you hit 25K, that's like graduating, guys. You guys have graduated, put a pat on your back, 'cause that's impressive. And I believe that if you are able to go from 1K to 25K, then you're going to be very successful as a trader because you learned all the mistakes. You worked hard for it, and you absolutely deserved everything. And it's going to continue on from there. I mentioned a lot to my friends and family that Warren Buffett, if he had to start all over again, I guarantee he's going to be a billionaire again in a few years or even shorter than that, for sure, actually. Because all his knowledge, all his mistakes, he knows what to do. He knows the certain steps to take to be successful. So that's just like getting from 1K to 25K. And you just want to use that opportunity to learn and become the best as you can, right? That's the time where you're going to be working the hardest, right? All right, and then for options. So what are options? Options are essentially contracts. Remember, one contract equals 100 shares. So options are contracts that say that it is going to hit a certain strike or a value of that stock that you believe that it will trend in that direction. Remember, a lot of people get confused that they're like, hey, you bought like a 375 strike, but it's only like 370. Why are you still up in money? Well, remember, because it's options follow volatility of that stock. And volatility, remember, is rate of change. So if it hit from 360 to 370 in like a minute, then you're going to be making a lot of money because the rate of change to that, from 360 to 370, that's insane. So like the volatility is going to be crazy high, and it is based, and options is based off of IV, or implied volatility, meaning that, you know, the bigger the changes, the more expensive the cost of the contracts are, also known as premiums. People use premiums a lot, so that just means the cost of that contract, or contracts, sorry. And here's actually an example for Apple. I bought one contract, and the premium is worth $76. And this is also another example that you don't need to use a lot of money, guys. It doesn't matter if it's $1,000 or $100,000 you use. A gain is a gain, and for this one, I gained 200%. That's pretty impressive, guys. And that's 157 bucks, and for only, imagine some kid, some 16-year-old only has 76 bucks, and he gained 157 bucks. Man, that's like a few days worth of work, guys. That's pretty awesome, and I'm always appreciative of any gains, no matter how big or small, because I know how it's like to lose money, and it's like the worst feeling in the world. So always be certain with your trades, guys. Don't just throw money willingly. It doesn't matter if it's 50 bucks or $50,000. Just always be careful with your trades. Sorry, back to options. Let's see what else we have to cover for that. Oh, yes. I'm going to be placing an image right here. So these options work a lot like the stock market, essentially, because it fluctuates along with the implied volatility, remember, of that stock. And with that implied volatility, you want to really be careful in watching that stock along with the actual value of the stock. Sorry, I mixed that up. You want to watch the value of the options and watch the value of the stock that you are watching too, if that makes sense. So assuming this Apple, I'm watching this Apple stock. Along here is actually the real Apple options value charts. So you can kind of compare it together, but it'll take some experience and more understanding of it. But essentially it corresponds based on the volatility. The option values correspond to the volatility of the Apple stock. And remember, you want to buy when it's low and you want to sell when it's high. So remember, entry points is extremely important when it comes to options. No. It is super important when it comes to options, all right? I posted a post into the Hmong Traders Facebook group, like, guys, it is so important because if I bought it at a real good time, I would have made over $20,000. But instead, I just made about like $8,000, $9,000 instead with Apple. And it sucks seeing me being red and just realizing that I got in such a bad entry point. So patience is super key, man. If I just waited just today or even yesterday, whenever it was really low, the premiums were really low, then that's when I should have entered in. Instead, I bought it right at the top. So awesome, good job for me. No, really, it's not. It was horrible. I was down like negative 9,000 or something like that. No, I'm up above 19 or 9,000. So yeah. So there's that. Yeah, entry points is everything. Let's see. But besides that, that pretty much just covers the terms for options on a very, very elementary terms. This is only based off real experience. If that's what you want, great. But if you want the textbook material, YouTube, guys, come on. Options tutorials or introductions on YouTube, man, those guys put in some solid quality in, and pay attention and whatever, pick whoever works best with you, because sometimes it doesn't make sense for some YouTubers uploads, but some of them might work with you pretty well. Just pick and choose, guys. For me, Matt Kors was one of them, and some other guy I can't remember, but maybe I'll post it up in the description for you guys. Maybe you guys might find some value in it. But besides that, this is just a pretty quick video, just answering some questions. I know you guys got a lot of more questions, so I'm gonna be uploading way more. I don't want to make this too long either, so I'm just gonna be trying to make it around 10, less than 15 minutes for sure. So let's just keep it at that. And stay tuned for the next video. Just keep asking questions. I respond pretty quickly, so good luck, guys. Stay safe trading.